Welcome back to the And Also podcast with your hosts, me, Summery Dean, Sheyda Fasari, and Madeline Guiney. So grab a drink and get cozy. You have now entered the group chat. Hello and welcome to the And Also podcast.
We're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
We're back, baby. Episode 7.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7, which happens to be
St. Patrick's Day.
our St. Patty's Day episode, guys. We've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've learned a lot. And we've also been taking in some feedback. And we've realized we need to work on some things. We're new to the podcast game. I don't know if anyone's noticed that.
It's our first rodeo.
Yeah. And we've been treating this just kind of like friendship, which is like a lot of yapping. And we've realized we need to kind of...
We owe you guys more. We owe you constructive conversation.
Yeah, but we also need to just tighten the ship, which we knew we were going to be doing anyways.
Totally. Like, I think some of the biggest feedback was that we didn't even introduce ourselves first episode. Yep. So for anybody that doesn't really know us, or maybe knows one of us but not the others, it was just, we just went in guns a-blazing. We went in 0 to 100. So I think...
We didn't give information.
We didn't give as much information, but we are going to cover that today with a fun little game.
We're going to start that.
We're going to start that.
And we're going to be cognizant of getting people to know us more and more.
Absolutely. But I also think moving forward, we want our episodes to feel a little bit more like there's structure, or at least a little bit more organized.
Goals.
So we are going to start each episode with some kind of idea of what's going to happen.
Or itinerary. Itinerary.
No. We're going to let you guys... Well, that was the other thing, guys.
Sorry.
Wait, what is it?
We're trying not to talk over each other because we've realized it's just been a lot of... Which we do in real life when we're sitting at dinner or whatever. It's a lot of... I mean, we're loud personalities, so it's a lot of talking over this and that, and also, which was, and also the coin for the name. But we're going to work on, one, giving you guys an idea of what we're doing with every episode, or the goal. We might not get there.
Might not meet it.
Yeah, but we'll keep it, for the episode following or what have you. And then we're also going to work on not talking over each other a little bit. We're not going to be perfect. We're also going to work on explaining to people what's going on if you're just listening. Because I feel like there's a lot of things happening if you're watching us.
Like right now, Sheyda's using her hands to explain
what
I'm
she's
Italian.
Saying. I'm Italian and Persian. That's
palms up,
literally.
Kind of
I've watched the episodes obviously back. We've watched every single one, and that's how we've learned so much. But I do this a lot. My little hands just come up like this. They just go.
Okay, well, I cackle. I cackle so that you can see down my esophagus to a point that
it's scary.
People don't need to see down my esophagus. It's intimate.
It's intimate. I talk over everybody, and I don't like it. I don't feel good about it, but I think that I get so excited, and it's my way to relate to people where someone's like, oh, let me tell you the story. And I'm like, oh, I have the same story. Let me talk about it. But it's not cute on camera or on audio. So just know that I know about it, and your judgment is noted.
What's after the game?
Well, we can do my story.
Sheyda's got a crazy story that you need to buckle up for. I think it's going to be very relatable to a lot of women. And then after that,
we have our little St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Travel and trips.
Travel and trips?
Oh, yeah, like what we did this past.
Yeah.
We were gone this past weekend, so we're going to touch on that.
Correct. We've all been traveling.
And then we're going to have our drinking, our St. Patty's, which I really hope I can keep down on the camera.
She will keep it down.
We'll get to that.
We'll get it down.
The heartburn.
Yep, the heartburn. Okay.
Hold us accountable. Let's see how we do. Okay, so let's start with this game. We have some questions. We each have a whiteboard. Let's grab that.
Yeah. the commentary.
For those who are
right now.
For those
Yeah, we're grabbing.
Madeline is struggling behind the back of the chair.
I put these here.
Guys, I thought there was only one. It's so cute that we all have our own
It's
ones.
so cute. Okay, so how this game is going to work while Erin's bringing Madeline's questions over. We're each going to take turns. We've each created some questions about ourselves that we feel like our friends should know.
Now, is one person going to ask a question and we're going to answer it for just them? Or are we going to all answer it for ourselves and everyone's going to guess what the answer is?
My questions are like...
okay, so you ask your questions, we answer for you specifically.
Yes, it's like...
Okay, perfect.
What's my uncle's name? You know what I mean?
So for everyone listening, we each have a whiteboard. And each of us has 3 or 4 questions, and they're going to ask it to us. They're going to write the correct answer on their whiteboard, and then we're going to also guess on ours, and we're going to turn it around and see if we all have the same or correct answers.
Correct. So Madeline, do you want to start?
Yes.
Cute. Okay, what's your first question?
What type of high school did I go to?
I know this one.
I'm pretty sure I know about the one part. I feel like I've heard you and Sophia talk, and so I think it's the same, but now I'm also thinking about your loser ex-boyfriend from high school.
Oh.
And it's messing with my head.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
confusing.
I'm ready.
Sheyda, you don't know.
Yeah, just say it, Sheyda.
Shut up.
All right,
Erin.
Summer, what do you got? An all-girls Catholic school. All-girls Catholic! Yeah!
Wow.
Okay, we
God,
got
I'm
that
so
one.
proud of myself for knowing.
Oh my God,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Wow. I'm so excited.
Okay, what's your
Good
next
job,
question?
guys. No,
or
wait.
should we go around?
I think we rotate,
Okay,
right?
okay. Yeah.
What are my middle names?
I knew you were going to ask this question.
Me too. I hope I get it right.
Okay. I know for a fact one of them. Oh, God. Okay.
Your Facebook name's confusing me right now.
Madeline, you can go first.
Read it.
Oh, Diane Marie.
Close.
Fuck.
Diane Rosemary.
Rose. Oh, did you get it?
Okay. My
Okay,
answer
Summer,
is
turn yours.
Nala Rosemarie Shashushani.
You were so close.
Wow.
Wait, you got the Rosemary.
You got Rosemary.
I thought Nala is on your Facebook too.
So Nala is on my Facebook, but that's because
not her legal name.
No, that's because in high school I was a camp counselor every summer, and no one got to know your real name. So it was to help people be able to find me on Facebook at the end of the summer.
I thought your middle name was Nala.
That's what I said. I was like, your middle name's confusing me right now, or your Facebook name.
Okay, my question is, what are the names of my 4 boyfriends that I've ever had?
Oh, frick. I'm not going to be able to remember any of them. They all leave my mind the second they're gone in your life. Seriously.
Let me know when you're done.
How many did you say?
4.
I can see them all in my mind. I can't remember anything other than Josh.
Are you talking about your current boyfriend too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
an easy
There's
sell.
the blonde from high school.
Just
Okay.
write your answers down. Just write your answers down. I feel like I just gave you one.
Let me know when you're finished.
My little boy handwriting.
I've had 4 boyfriends through various portions of my life.
Yeah. Wait.
Madeline,
Please hold.
5 seconds.
Yeah, there's a time
4.
limit on this. Come on.
3, 2, and you're out of time. Pens down. All right, Madeline, would you like to share your answers?
Yes. Tommy, Josh, Rakim, and John.
You got it.
Oh, bitch, you're still writing. Put your pen down.
What did you write?
Josh, mean one who's in military, large football man, blonde from high school.
Okay, all of them, they were correct. I will give it
Thank
to them. I will give it to them. Didn't name them, so
Well,
No.
because they're not important to me.
yeah, that's facts.
Fair.
Fair.
Sheyda,
like
you're
I need
the
to
friend
take
that
my
finds
name off
out
this.
that you find out like after you dated someone for a year and a half. Sheyda's like, oh yeah, I never saved their number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's Sheyda's that friend.
Yeah.
100%.
No, honestly, I had to tell her to follow my boyfriend back on Instagram. And
Yeah.
they've known each other for like a year longer than we did.
That's crazy.
It's true.
She's a bitch.
Okay,
And that's loyalty. And also you have to earn the right to be in my life, in my brain.
In your Instagram
we
following.
know, Sheyda, it's also your pogo.
All right, Sheyda, your question.
Oh, frick. Okay.
Oh, wait, is it?
No, it's you.
Oh, it's me. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, let's do one more. Let's do one more round of this. 2.
Can you name my brother Tim's children? I have photos of them just for reference for you to see if it needs to. Because I do.
Again, I can picture their cute little fat faces.
If you had to guess, Sheyda, because I know this is going to. I actually thought this might be hard for Summer too.
Well, okay, because
Okay, because I can name yours.
this is going to irk me. Oh, no, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
I'm gonna stop talking for the rest of the episode after this, but I feel like this Sheyda was at an unfair advantage here because Sheyda didn't even know your brother's names on episode 1.
That is fair.
So
That's
how is
very
she supposed
fair.
to know his kids' names?
You live and you learn. So she should have been doing research on my family tree.
Nah, I should have been stalking her.
Especially since we knew we were playing a question game about each other.
Okay. Sheyda's answer is
Cutie with the cheeks. Okay, and that's the older brother. He's adorable. And then there's a cutie with the smile who often has her hair up in little thingies, and they're adorable. So anyways.
okay. That's good.
And you will get that point.
My answers are
Wheezy and LT. That's
and
correct. Oh. So
I do know they call her Aunt Pretty.
Yes.
And it is the best auntie nickname ever.
How did you claim that name?
I actually stole it from one of my childhood best friends, her mom. So we all used to hang out with her cousins a lot. And so they would always call her Auntie Pretty. And I was
Auntie
like,
Pretty.
I knew from a young age ago, that'll be me.
Maddie won't let me have Auntie Pretty.
Well, that's brutal.
We can work on it.
Yeah.
Okay, Sheyda, what's your next question?
We'll work on it.
Okay. My next question is, how many dogs does my family have?
Oh, fuck. That's not a fair one.
Really? What are my brother's children's names?
I'm shooting higher than what I even really think it is.
Okay.
It's just like constantly changing.
Okay.
Okay.
It's almost been the same, even with deaths and adoption.
Okay, my answer, this is Summer speaking, 12.
My answer was 10 or 11.
The answer is 12.
You know,
got
you
it right.
said it on an episode a couple weeks ago. You're like, we have 12 dogs. It's so crazy. And I remember that.
Were you keeping track of who's winning?
We're all winners.
I think Summer's winning.
I actually think she might be too.
Okay, guys. What sports did I play at my high school?
I actually knew this was going to be a question,
She just knew.
but I still don't think I'm going to get it right.
Do you know? I will give you this. I played 2 sports, one in the fall and one in the spring. I actually did play a bonus sport, but and this is just for my high school. Like, I'm not talking about extracurriculars. Extracurriculars. Because I was a baller on the court.
No, she did not play that. I'm making up fake memories about Summer in my head.
Yeah.
All right, you go first.
Okay, Sheyda, your answer is basketball.
What? Have you
Okay.
ever seen her dribble a ball?
I played basketball for rec league and I was good.
Oh, an extracurricular?
Yeah, an extracurricular.
So I feel like I'm getting half points left and right, and it just
Yeah,
for something.
no.
That's not even a half point.
Okay, Madeline.
Anywho, I said lacrosse and cross country.
Okay, lacrosse is correct, but I played field hockey.
Oh.
See, I thought it was field hockey, but then I thought it was attributing field hockey.
Sophia.
Yeah.
No, I also
I
played.
kept saying soccer in my head, and I'm like,
No.
no way I could see her doing that.
God, I'm so mad I didn't just go with field hockey.
You should have went with your gut.
I would have been right. I'm so mad.
Okay, do we do one
It
more?
field hockey is such an East Coast thing, I feel like.
Yeah, or like a prep thing. I don't know any
Yeah.
other people that play either East Coast or prep schools.
It's really odd sport. Like your
is.
back is like broken
Your
the whole
back
time.
sucks the
Yeah.
entire time.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I'm out.
You ever get one of those sticks to the shin?
Don't you have shin pads on?
Yeah, it still hurts.
Yikes.
Well,
Terrible.
Okay, do we want to do one more or we move
yes, we'll do one more.
Okay, one more question. Madeline.
Should we make this less factual and more like,
on? No, because I don't have anything like that.
okay, I'll do
3,
something
6,
like that.
something like that.
5.
I will.
And maybe I'll pivot mine off
Anyone
of
wants
yours.
to break into Erin's phone. That's her password. Okay, wait, what was the question? What did you say we were going to do? Or just go off my list?
Just
'Cause
go
You can go
off
off
your
your
list.
list.
Thank
It was going to be like more like personal, like,
Does my family live on a lake or a beach?
Oh. Come on.
I know that you're in South Boston.
South? No. Sheyda.
Whatever.
My whole personality is that I'm not from South Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I live on the North Shore.
Okay.
There you go.
The beach.
Sheyda said the beach. I said Wingershake Beach. Is that how you say it?
Semi-correct. Yes.
Okay, good.
Good job.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, Sheyda, what is your existential question?
It's it's just more like a thought piece. No. Okay.
What do you love the most about me? No wrong answers.
What is the most beautiful feature that no. Okay. So, how do I express my love and how do I like to receive?
Okay.
And I'll tell you before I let them turn their things around.
Oh, man. Are we talking about like love languages here?
Yes.
Like one of the 5?
So if you guys don't know, there's 5 love languages. It's acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, and
Quality time.
quality time. Thank you. And you often show and receive differently?
These might be opposite, actually.
Okay, so I express with acts of service and touch, physical touch. And I like to receive, I think, in quality time and acts of service.
Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but I did do a little swappy thing there at the end. Express, I originally wrote quality time, but I did think it was acts of service, and then receiving quality time. So I guess it's partial.
It's partially correct, yes.
Yeah, I had give acts of service, receives quality time / physical touch.
Oh.
Because Sheyda always gives me physical touch.
Yep, well, I know you love physical touch.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I was just with my cousins this weekend and we talked about that, and neither one of them is physical touch.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm physical touch.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't like to be touched.
I actually do not like to be touched.
I
Don't
think
touch me.
Summer and I have literally hugged all of 6 times in our entire decade friendship.
And
It's so
anytime we do it,
uncomfortable.
it's really
sick.
awkward. We're like,
Yeah,
do
we
wanna
only do it because everyone else is
It's
doing
so
it.
interesting because I feel like Summer is more comfortable with touching me, but you're the one who likes physical touch.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Yeah.
just don't feel safe around her.
She's a predator.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think we were all winners. I think we did very
Wait,
well.
she's got her last question.
No, let's,
She's just going to figure it out.
it's not important. Where did I work? My first job here.
You have to write
My
it.
first job in Nashville. Where was it?
Oh, Lord. This is wrong. But it's what I'm going to guess.
Madeline said bar taco. Sheyda said bar taco.
Yay! Okay, this makes me so happy.
Wow. You guys know me so well.
Guys, I did way better than I thought I was going to do. We'll drop them. Everyone,
Can we,
1, 2, 3, drop.
Can we bring those to our meetings so I can
Yeah, we can all.
feel more productive?
Yeah.
Now that Sheyda has her iPad, she just got an iPad recently and has one of those little stylus pens. I've never been more addicted to something in my fucking life. I'm like, give me the pen. As soon as I walk in, just a 3-year-old with
She's
her
not,
iPad.
yeah, there's not even any notes that she's just swiping with the stylus pen on things.
I feel like such a diva with it in my hand. It's amazing.
Okay.
Wait, what's next on our agenda?
So guys, over Christmas, I went to Cleveland, Ohio, like right before Christmas, I went to Cleveland, Ohio. And I was there with my parents. They were both getting some fun little surgeries done. And I was basically the caretaker. We were there for like 2-ish weeks. And at the end, I got horribly bored. And my friend had gone to college in Ohio. And she was like, the men are really great. Like maybe you should, get on Hinge and go on a couple dates. Because I really had like nothing to do with my time. So I matched with this guy. We're going to call him Cleveland. For obvious reasons.
That makes him sound like he's an old man.
Well,
a man.
Oh,
Hey,
Cleveland. My name is Cleveland Reynolds.
And we went on 3 dates. He seemed to be so kind. Asked questions, opened the door, paid for the meals.
The bare minimums.
The bare minimums, but like good, big check boxes, right? And then we continued to talk after I left. He said he would love to come visit me sometime in January in Nashville. I said, sure, come on and come visit. The first little mini red flag was like he didn't offer to get a hotel. Like he just assumed he was staying with me, which I was like,
I actually disagree with you on that. Like, I don't know. I would think it would be weird for them to stay in a hotel when they're coming to visit me. But maybe because you have a roommate, I don't know. What do you think?
It's like sexier if he did get a hotel. Like 1, I feel like it's like he can get a hotel. And then 2, they could be like meeting up places.
well, I think it's just a lot of assumption. Like it's a lot of,
He also came for like a week, I feel like.
he came Wednesday night until Sunday midday.
That is a long trip.
A long trip to stay in someone's
Home.
He should have paid rent.
Yes. Yeah. He should have paid for something.
Oof.
So anyway, he lands Friday night, 8 p.m. I pick him up from the airport. And mind you, like when we were together in Cleveland, he sent me like this long text saying that like he had serious feelings, which like is a lot to send to somebody after it was, I think, 2 dates at this point.
And it was funny because bring up what your mom said about it. Because Sheyda was in Cleveland with these people, with her parents' friends, and they were talking.
And they were telling me that it was like fine. And I was kind of like in a hair of a panic about it. I was like, He just sent me like a paragraph basically professing that he has incredibly strong feelings for me.
Well, what did they say about that? That was normal?
They were like, well, I mean, sometimes when you know. And I'm like, well, I don't know.
And I felt like they were making you feel bad about it. And I was like, it's a nice text, yes, but if you actually liked him, you would be giddy about the text. You would be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. He said he really likes me. But when you're not into them or like still kind of maybe getting there, something like that literally will make your ovaries crawl up like, inside yourself.
Is this person a serial killer?
Yeah, they want to wear my skin. No, what he said made me feel like he wanted to wear her skin.
It was a lot. So anyway, I sent them the text, obviously. I can't pull it up. There's been too much since then. But just know that it was like a paragraph of like, I have deep feelings for you. So I went on the third date.
Wait, that was before the third date?
Yes, it was before the third date.
Oh, sick.
Anyways, fast forward. Yikes. I'm like kind of not talking myself into this person, but kind of just being like, just let them come. Don't have to make any decisions about this person. It's very relaxed. But again, he's staying in my house for Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, 4 nights, 5 days. It's a lot.
It's a long weekend.
And it also is just like, for only having 3 dates, you shouldn't assume that you're going to stay in my home, I think.
Yeah. I wish he like made up that he had a business trip or something. He's like, oh my God.
Would have been so much sexier.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a Cleveland convention that me and my family were going to in Nashville, and it's perfectly going to line up.
Yeah. Anyways, he shows up Wednesday night. He basically is very... not forward, but just like kind of is acting like we're long lost lovers a little bit, like making out in front of the car at the airport, which I was like, okay, like it's fine.
Again, if you liked him, that would be hot.
If you liked him, it would literally feel like a fucking movie.
It just was maybe like proprietary. Like it was like, okay. So he gets there Wednesday night. We're both pretty tired. He comes over. We basically get him settled in and pretty much are passed out within like an hour and a half. The next morning, I get up, I go to work out. When I come home, he's downstairs. He's made himself a coffee and he's let my dog out, which I text him and I was like, hey, if you go downstairs, like, can you let little Tula out? And, I'll see you when I get home. So I get back to the house. He's sitting there. Me and my roommate, Carmen, we go right into like our routine of making breakfast, making coffee. Carmen came in to say hi to him and was like so excited. He was on the phone and I didn't know this, but she walked in and she was like, she said his name. She's like, hey. And he goes like this.
Wait, the first time they're meeting?
You need to say what you're doing.
I'm sorry. He looks away from her because he's got his little AirPods in and he puts a finger into the air in her direction.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Oh. I didn't know that.
My God.
So not a good moment, obviously.
Wait, did he have like, I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
like a smile, like.
No, not a smile. It wasn't like he didn't like mouth like 1 second with a smile, nothing. He looked away from her, straight faced, finger, like hold on a second finger. And it wasn't like a business call. He's like, all right, buddy, like I got to talk to you later. Like it's your boyfriend that's on the phone.
I'm sick. I didn't know that.
Me either.
I know. I didn't know that either. So we go into making breakfast. He doesn't get up off the couch. He doesn't offer to help cook breakfast. He doesn't offer nothing. I cook him creme fraiche eggs, bacon. I make him another thing of coffee, fresh sourdough that was literally from the bakery. I buttered and toasted. He sits down, he eats, he says, thanks, doesn't offer to clean up until I'm at the very, very end when I'm on like the last fork. He's like, oh, by the way, did you need like help? And I was like, nope, I'm good.
What was he doing in the meantime while you were cleaning up?
Sitting on the couch.
What was he doing?
Watching TV.
Okay.
Were you guys talking?
He wasn't talking. He didn't come over and talk to us while we were cooking. Nothing.
Okay, well, tell them about the date. I feel like that was the big like.
So fast forward, that night we go to Bar Taco. It's me and him and my roommate Carmen and our friend Kyle. Now, I would like to inform you that he showed up sick on antibiotics. Did not tell anyone that he was that sick. He was like, I'm a little under the weather. He's hacking up a lung every 5 seconds. And he sits down. He's like, I can't eat. I have to go get more medicine. Leaves, goes and gets more medicine, which is fine. Okay, he has 2 margaritas and a taco. If you're from here or have a Bar Taco in your area, you know the tacos are tiny. So I have 3 tacos and 3 margaritas, and I also ordered guac for the table. The bill comes, it's $108. He looks at it, he goes, what did you order?
I would have lost it right then and there.
Pushes the check into my direction and goes, you need me to send you any money for that? And I just said, nope. Nope. And that, folks, was the last time he touched me. Was Thursday before dinner. I didn't let him, not more than kiss I think he kissed my lips twice after that, but they were like closed mouth kisses. And
not the closed mouth kiss.
And he never offered to get a dinner. Like after the next morning, by the way, he came up. First of all, he stayed upstairs for like an hour and a half. I had to call up to him. I was like, hey, would you like breakfast? Again, sat there while I made breakfast, walked up to me and kissed me softly on the neck and was like, hey, so sorry about last night. And I was like, what about last night? And he was like, I should have paid for dinner. Which if you actually were a man and you realized you effed up, you should have Venmo'd me $150 before you even came down the stairs.
$200 for pain and suffering and interest.
At that point,
for the personal loan I just gave you.
Tackle on some extra for pain and suffering. You're in my house. You haven't. You've done nothing but cough and complain. You haven't. The entire 5 days, guys. He didn't ask me a question about myself. He didn't ask me a question about my family. He only gave one-word answers to Carmen when she spoke to him. He played Clash of the Titans on his phone while I made him breakfast every morning. It was so, every morning he got uglier and uglier. I swear to God, it was so upsetting. And the last night we went and had drinks with my friends.
Wait, it was me and you.
We went and had dinner Friday night. That was not the last night.
Oh, we went and had dinner with friends.
We went and had dinner with Madeline and Nick Friday night. He stayed obviously till Sunday.
He was very odd during that dinner. Also did not ask me nor my boyfriend one question. I felt like I was interrogating him because I'm like, what do you do for work? What are your parents like? How many siblings do you have? Where'd you grow up?
Yeah.
Cleveland. But did not engage.
So
it
was he
really
shy?
Odd. Nope, because he would not shut the fuck up about himself.
Oh, if he loved to talk about himself. He wanted to tell you all about when he was 14 and he was the fastest runner.
It was the most vanilla facts ever. It's not like he led an interesting life. The man lives in Cleveland full time.
Well, in Cleveland, it might be interesting.
Cleveland's a dirty laundry pile of a city.
This is what,
okay.
Guys, we love Cleveland. Everyone back up.
Cleveland is actually really pretty.
Guys, we love Cleveland. It was actually very picturesque.
You guys were both just shitting on Cleveland.
No. We love our Cleveland fan base. We just don't like the man Cleveland. Okay? Everyone know that she's just angry at a man. Okay? So right now a city is suffering. Here's what we realized. He peaked in high school and he was kind and confident in Cleveland because that's the little town he was from. Or he's not actually from, it's a little town outside of Cleveland. And he had all the confidence in the world to talk about himself and ask questions and be kind. And the second he was put into a big pond, his little fish self just turned into a shell unless you were asking him about himself.
Well, because everybody else is wildly confident in our circle.
In our circle.
Yeah. So now he is the tiny fish.
Unless he was asked about himself. And then he was just like, oh yeah, let me just rattle on about how I was awesome at 17.
Yeah, it was crazy because Sheyda and I had a little girl moment where we went to the bathroom and we were like, what the fuck is happening out there? And I had said, I was like, was he like this in Cleveland? Was he this way?
No, he was a different person.
It's definitely the advantage of being in your hometown with all your stuff in your car and the area. I think it just gave someone a little bit more confidence. And then, like you said, when he came here, he saw your life and you got it together and all your friends. He was like, oh, well, I work in Cleveland.
It was not good, guys. It was horrible. Saturday night, we went out. I actually took him out with my guy friends. And the second they walked in, they're like, Sheyda, what can I get you to drink? Sheyda, what do you need? Sheyda, this, Sheyda. And he finally was like, oh, did you need a drink? Oh, did you need, it was so embarrassing because it was very clear that he didn't understand that that's how he should have been the entire time almost. And that my guy friends who aren't trying to get anything from me or, trying to take care of me in ways he hadn't managed to do at all.
In the month he was here?
In the month that he was here. And then he like got quieter and quieter. And I was like, what's going on? Mind you, there's a table full of people. Half of them I know, half of them I don't know. I'm talking to them. They're talking to me. We're all getting to know each other. And he's just quiet as a church mouse. Like, And I finally was like, what is wrong with you? Because I asked nicely twice.
He was pouting?
Oh yeah. He was like, you're not paying any attention to me. You're not talking to me. How am I supposed to make any friends here? And I go, you're a 31-year-old man. You can, in fact, if you're an adult, turn and say, hi, my name's Cleveland. What do you do? Where are you from? Tell me about yourself. What's your family like? And I told him, I was like, you're a 31-year-old man. You can take care of yourself in a group setting.
You said that?
Yes. I said, I should not have to hold your hand.
Did he pout more?
He pouted a little bit more. And then he said he was sorry. And then he tried to hold my hand. And I was like, I was already so grossed out at this point. I was like, get away from me. And then, and I wasn't mean about it, but I was just like squeezed his hand and I like patted it. And then like, I just continued on with the conversation that I was having.
So insulting.
And then I like turned to him because he was, still sitting there quiet. And I was like, I'm not sure what to do here with you. And I said that to him. And he was like, I was like, you're not talking, you're not engaging, you're not anything. Even after I said what I said to you. And he was like, well, I feel like you've just pulled away from me and you're not paying attention to me. And I was like, I looked at him, I said, can you name a single question you've asked me about myself at all? I go, I can tell you about the 3 times you're arrested. I can tell you about your family. I can tell you about your niece's basketball game this morning. I can tell you about 1,000,001 things. Tell me something you've learned about me this weekend. Anything. He sat there and just stared.
That was a good question.
I go, my friends can tell you about your life. Can you tell me anything about my friends other than their first names? He just sat there and stared. I go, you haven't engaged with anything. What you're concerned about is the fact that I haven't touched you physically. Not the fact that we haven't connected, because you haven't cared one bit about that. Wow. And he was like,
wow, at the table, you read him to filth like that?
I did.
Yeah, Sheyda.
Oh my God. I would have been like, literally like back, like, what's going on back there?
And I literally, at that point, I just was like, he was like, I'm just so sorry. I've just been sick. And I'm like, grow up. You've
or
had
also
a cough.
Don't come.
Yeah.
Like, don't come to my house and infect my entire space and try to kiss me and make out with me and then get mad when you're less impressive in Nashville than you were in Cleveland.
Well, when you can't even manage to ask a question and you blame it on your cough. Yeah. Grow up.
That's just bad social skills.
That's just bad social skills. That's like being self-centered. And the man was married before, and he, he blamed he blamed the whole reason the marriage ended on his wife. But if he acted a quarter of the way he did with me, with her, I completely understand why she up and said, no more.
Bye, Cleveland.
She said, I guess she ended up telling him she didn't want kids. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't sign up to have kids with you either, son, because you didn't even manage to offer to pay for groceries, let alone sit next to me while I slaved over the stove for you, son. So,
Summer, you want to know what you would not have liked about him?
What?
We talked about weird things in relationships, and he was like, people that are way too open. Oh, and Nick actually thinks that he only said this because he knows how you feel about it, but being open about going to the bathroom in front of your partner, he was like, yeah, I basically dumped a girl because she farted in front of me, or she said that she farted in front of her ex, and I was like, Cleveland, we're not going to get along.
Cleveland,
I'm farting right now.
Let's be real.
Oh God,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
See, I don't like that.
I'm just kidding. But I was like, I just feel like that's normal if you're with someone for a long time.
I feel like sometimes it just happens.
Yeah. I'm not going to have a stomach ache because I'm afraid.
If I'm in a 20-year marriage and a fart comes out, I'm not going to divorce him, and I would expect him not to divorce me. And I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption to make.
It's natural.
I think that's reasonable, Summer.
Well, fuck Cleveland.
Yeah.
Fuck Cleveland.
Not the place, the person that we've nicknamed.
The person.
Cleveland. To
Mr. Cleveland.
be clear, Mr. Cleveland. And guys, I realized he unfollowed me on everything.
Wait, did you guys have a conversation?
So I'm gonna have to text him this episode.
Wait, round it out. What's the last
Okay,
text?
sorry. So basically, guys, Sunday morning, he did not come downstairs at all. I woke up, I'm opening all the windows, I'm lighting candles, I'm trying to get his energy out of the house. I'm vacuuming. Carmen's wiping down every surface. We're throwing every pillow, every blanket that he touched into the wash. Like, it's just negative energy that he has in our house. I beg her to say she's got to come in the car with me because I don't want to be anywhere with him alone at any point. So she lies. I drive, and he's like lounging on my bed, and he's like, when are you going to be ready to take me to the airport? At this point, like, at this point, son, take an Uber.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Wait, he assumed that you were taking him to the airport?
He asked me before he came, he's like, can you pick me up and drop me off at the airport? Loser. Anyways, I was like 15 minutes and I immediately texted, and I was like, Carmen, please don't let me go
you
up.
have to be in this car.
Driving to the airport, he's silent again. We love a quiet man.
Did he sit in the front or the back?
He sat in the front. And
important.
I pull up to the airport and he goes in to hug me and it's like very clear he's unsure if we're going to kiss or not. And I just swerve my face, kiss him on the cheek, and I'm like, thanks so much for coming.
And that's it.
And I just sat in the car. Well, I didn't get out to say goodbye to him. He texted me that night at 5 p.m. He said, I'm home. Thanks again for having me over this week. I only wish it was under better circumstances. I'm thankful for getting to know you. I said back an hour and a half later, I said, thanks for visiting. Glad you made it home safe. He then said, did you have any thoughts on this week? I said, yeah, I do. I don't think we're compatible in the long run. I don't know if this is normal behavior for you, but there were lots of little things that I think I look for in a partner that didn't seem to be a priority for you. I wish you all the best though and appreciate you making the trip. He said, I was having some similar thoughts.
Cleveland.
Good luck with everything in the future, Sheyda. Similar thoughts while I was paying for your dinners and cooking for you? That's interesting. I acted like a little bit of a wild animal on Saturday night, but that was because I wanted him away from me. Like I was almost like trying.
Carmen said that she was going to try and set him up with another girl when they went out.
Carmen said her goal was to try and not have him stay at the house Saturday night because she had left him with another woman. Thank God Carmen was with me. Carmen actually introduced me
if you lived
to
alone.
a really cute man Saturday night, and we ended up exchanging numbers. So I was already moving on while he was still there.
Don't let your current boyfriend stop you from finding the next one.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't let your current boyfriend stop you from finding your husband. That's what I'll say to the world. That's what I learned this weekend.
That's insane.
How horrible of an experience. Now he doesn't follow me, so how am I going to make him see this episode? I'm going to text it to him.
Just literally, let's just send him an email.
Should we name the episode
Cleveland.
Love in Cleveland, ?
I have several thoughts on episode titles. A City is Suffering came to mind.
Oh, wow.
City is Suffering.
But what about,
That's so funny.
he came, he coughed, we suffered. There's lots of innuendos.
Yes.
Sourdough with a side of sage.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh
this
my
is
gosh.
actually great.
The red flag started from the literal moment he touched down.
The literal moment.
The literal moment that he touched down. It was an ominous, foreboding
Not good.
weekend of suffering. And I hate that it went on for as many days as it did.
My mom, day 2, is like, tell him to leave. And unfortunately, I don't have that kind of strength.
That's what I said. I was like, kick him out. Get this man out.
And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, make them get a hotel.
Make them get a hotel.
Because at least first of all, now I'm like, it would have been nice if he had gotten a hotel, because at least I could have believed that he would have paid for one thing, something, anything.
He probably bought the flight with points. Didn't even spend a dime.
God, he's so embarrassing. He's so embarrassing. And at least if he has a hotel, you have an escape where you can be
have
like,
an escape.
listen.
You stay here for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, it's been great. I hope you've got friends in Nashville, and I hope you guys have a great time. It's not time for us to ever see each other ever again, which I would have done so no man will ever stay in my house again.
I actually think that's a good thing to live by in general. Because I actually think, you had some fun in Cleveland and maybe you hung out.
Things can change.
Things can change.
Anything
and you
can
didn't
happen.
know this person.
He could have been a murderer.
He could have been a murderer. He could have put me and Carmen in the basement. Not that I have one,
I was
but
gonna say,
you know
you
what I
don't
mean?
have one.
In the garage. He could have locked us in the garage and tried to take over my home.
Well,
no one knows.
Thank God he didn't.
He basically did take over my space with all of his negative energy. But thank God we opened up the whole day. We had all the windows open. We literally Cloroxed. We stripped my home.
It's probably good for it.
Yeah.
It was good for it.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's a fresh start. So
Fresh
when's
start.
your next adventure?
God bless.
Yeah, let's.
Well, I just got back from Vegas.
Oh.
Yep. That was a fun time. I am in shambles, actually. Physically, mentally, emotionally.
When did you get back?
Last night at 7 p.m.
Brutal.
I was there from Thursday till Monday.
Okay.
And my family goes every year for Super Bowl. It was a complete blast. I was there with friends, family. And basically we got hammered every night. We only went out one night. But our friend Kyle, he loves like a karaoke moment. And anytime he gets drunk, he is karaokeing, like he is putting on a show. The first night he got into a robe, filled the bathtub, He was butt naked under the robe. It's a white robe. And he had us turn on Little Mermaid. And he then did a performance flopping around in the water, in the bathtub, with his feet out like fins, and sang, like, we did that for like 2 hours.
That doesn't surprise me
Disney,
about Kyle.
And then one night, though, we ended up at the DJ booth at some John Summit. That was a complete blast. It was really, really.
Has your hearing recovered?
You guys, it hurt so bad.
I was going to say.
They actually passed out in the DJ booth. They passed out earplugs.
Good.
As well as a lot of tequila shots.
And you have to do them while you're there.
You have to.
Did you gamble at all while you were there? Did you get lucky?
Well, my parents gamble every day, all day. But I don't gamble. I placed bets on the Super Bowl. But I did not gamble. And I think we walked away up. I have to actually call my dad and figure that out. But... It was a complete
Get our
blast.
financial advisor.
You guys
on
both
the phone.
traveled this weekend.
Yeah, mine was much more relaxed and wholesome. I just had a family wedding in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so I just saw some cousins, lots of cousins. And I feel like family weddings are, especially for my family, my dad's one of 12 big Irish Catholic people. So on my dad's side alone, I have like 65 first cousins. So just family alone coming to these things is a whole function. But a lot of fun, a lot of drinking, and I was exhausted as well. But yeah, it was good.
Wow.
I feel like the worst part was just traveling. I feel like recently I have hated getting on a plane. I hate going to the airport. I have so many rules about flights. I'm like, it should be illegal to speak because I always get sat behind or in front of the people that will not shut the fuck up the whole 5 a.m. flight. They're just gabbing to the person next to them. Drives me up a wall. And so that part about traveling has been a nightmare. But other than that, it was a great trip.
I have such a good travel routine. First of all, my mom used to fly with me all the time. And she said that she would like put NyQuil on my gums, wrap me up and just stick me under the seat. So I almost have like a Pavlovian response to going to the airport. Like my whole body just starts to shut down.
I'm the same way.
And I put on my AirPods. I put on my Harry Potter Audible. I have 4 different pillows that go around my neck, around my sides. I have little shoe socks that I put on. And before the plane takes off, I am out.
Zonked.
It's actually ridiculous because I don't know if you've flown with Sheyda before. We definitely had like either early morning or late night flight. She's not lying about the 4 different neck pillows she has. And I was like, just hanging out. I was like, oh, I forgot a neck pillow. And she's like, oh my God, that's so tough. I don't know what you did not offer one of the 6 neck pillows on herself. Just was like, good luck.
She comes prepared.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're raw dogging the flight.
Yeah.
Or if people are talking to you, you got to get the big over ear ones. I did.
Or just shut up.
The big
it's
over
5
ear
a.m.
ones. Yeah, that's true. I did a face mask for the first time this time, which they say it's like, it doesn't really do anything.
Hey, where did you go?
I went to Vermont to go skiing with some hometown friends, which was so fun. I try to go skiing like once a year and saw my girlfriends. But on the way home, or on the way there, I put on a sheet mask, which I've never done before. And I'm not kidding you. I got off that plane, like my mom picked me up and she was like, you're glowing. Look at those cheekbones. I'm like, it's either that or the gua sha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went skiing in Vermont, which I'm from Connecticut. So we used to go up there all the time. I met one of my hometown friends' new fiance. I've never met him. Like they had gotten engaged.
You've never been
And I had never met him.
Isn't
but
that crazy?
He was great. My other friend got engaged. So it was just like a fun, oh my God. First night we got there, they had this hot tub outside on the deck. We're like in these pine trees. There's snow everywhere. And it's just snowing so hard. We're like in a blizzard and we're in this hot tub. And we're just looking at it. It was magical.
Wow.
It was awesome.
I love
So very
that.
different vibes for the 3 of us.
Very different vibes.
Very different vibes.
Oh, and I was high a lot.
God.
See? Could never be me. Could never be me.
Wow.
Guys, have fun. Now, should we touch on our first fight that we were in or no?
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, after that, we needed some time apart.
Oh yeah.
We needed time apart. That's what it was.
Okay, well, I would love to explain it from my point of view.
Sure.
So we've been having weekly meetings to try to either get content, watch our episodes, watch our editing, and just get on the same page with everything. So we meet at Sheyda's house 2 weeks ago for a meeting. And we're all about to watch our episode. And we're all sitting on Sheyda's floor looking up at the TV. Before we start, Madeline shifts her entire body to look at me and she goes, Summer, how have you been feeling about the podcast?
It was the script Sheyda gave me to say. I was like practicing in the mirror and I'm like,
It was the whole body turn facing me. And I immediately, my heart sank. I was like, oh no, it's coming up all of a sudden. And I flubbered through I was like, I love it. I'm having so much fun. Aren't you guys? Having so much fun. But then, we talked about how.
Well, in Summer's defense, she had been going through a lot of personal stuff.
Yes.
But coming out of it, there was still, I think, some disconnect,
lack of effort on my part. And I think I was still using my personal issues from last year to be like, guys, sorry, I can't respond for 5 to 7 business days. So just take care of it and I'll just show up.
Mm-hmm. And it was causing Madeline to then be stubborn. And then I was just mad at everybody. And then she and I had to have, she were out of town or something was going on. So we ended up meeting without her to get something done. And I finally just was like, what the frick? Like, what is going on? And she was like, well, I'm mad at Summer because and I was like, well, I'm mad at everyone. I'm mad at everybody. I'm going to freak out.
I was mad at no one.
Yeah.
Summer was just blissfully unaware. And so I was like, okay, this cannot be a thing that we do. Like, we all love this. This is such a fun opportunity for us. And we all love each other. And this can't be the thing, a decade in that pulls us apart. The thing that we've talked about doing and have wanted to do for years and years and years. We all have to have a come to Jesus moment right now. So we then had our meeting on Monday and I was like, okay, Madeline, I think you have to be the one to bring it up because if I bring it up, I'm going to be mean and I don't want to be mean.
You were going to be mean?
Well, I was just so frustrated at that point. I didn't know if I could just be like,
well, I'm glad Madeline brought it up.
calm.
Well, I'm so afraid of confrontation sometimes. And I was nervous because it could have gone one of two ways where you could have been like, well, I care about it and I'm happy to be here. And I don't know what the fuck you guys want from me. I'm doing stuff. That was how I was expecting. That was the story I told myself of what was going to happen. And so I was so scared to do it, which again, 9 times out of the 10 that you confront your friend about something, I feel like they're not like, well, you did this.
Yeah.
It's just what I'm expecting.
Well, and I remember going home that night, which my response was, oh my God, you guys are so right.
No,
my immediate response was, you're absolutely correct.
She was so accountable and so perfect and so sweet about it.
But I remember I went home that night and I was talking to Josh about it and I was like, I feel bad that it even got to that point where it was hard to come to me about it because me, I don't mind confrontation or I want to squash things as soon as possible. And I also want to make something right, especially if it's my part. So I was like, I'm not creating an environment where they feel like they can come to me. And I was spiraling on that. But I think I'm actually really happy it happened when it did and how it did. One, that it didn't get worse. And we were like, the podcast's off. We're not doing this shit anymore. Or me being ousted. And now it's the Sheyda and Madeline.
Sheyda and I were like, who do we replace her with?
Who did you have? Who were you?
We had some people.
Yeah. We won't tell you about it.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me later. I will put a hit out on them. No, it was good that we did that. And I think, honestly, how do you guys feel? Has it been going good?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been good.
Up to the plate.
It's been, I think everyone even stepped up.
Yeah.
I think everyone, because I think at that point we were all just frustrated for our own reasons. And so no one was putting forth the effort that I think we all wanted to see from each other, with each other.
Which I think we're doing now. And I feel like there's excitement about
there's
it too.
excitement.
Yeah.
And there's silly, goofy ideas. And it's just a lot of, it's way more, it's what it should have been.
Yeah. So we're very excited to have there's a lot more things coming up that we're excited to.
Yeah.
But I feel like we don't really have a lot of conflict. So sometimes it can feel daunting because you're not we don't have a lot of experience.
Well, we've said that before is that we really have never had a fight. We've had moments where Madeline was going through a dark time and we went and talked to her about it. But you know what I mean? But there's never been well, remember in college when we all had to sit around your bed and you were in a dark space.
We had to hold hands.
We had it was it's should we call your mom? What do we have to do? But there's never been I hate Summer or I hate Matt. There's never been any of that between the three of us. So I think it's hard when we're we have to have a come to Jesus.
I do feel right now in our relationship, from my point of view, feels the most easy, carefree that it's been in our relationship. Because I think we've all had different relationships with each other. From my point of view, I feel very easy
equally
it just feels easy with everyone right now.
Agreed, completely.
Yeah, you want to get close to your friends? Start a business.
Start a business and then start a fight and then recover.
And then recover. Well, I was going to say either you're going to start the business and it's going to go great, or the friendship's going to be over.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think opening up the line of communication early will work in our favor long term.
Well, we've always had it. A line of communication.
Well, we fell in love when we did
fall in love.
50 questions.
Honestly, that needs to be something everyone does, I feel like.
I agree.
In any good relationship.
Friendship,
Yeah.
Even with your parents, like I think you would learn a lot.
If everyone has the patience for it. I mean, it takes like half a day.
Yeah.
It was 4 hours.
Well, we all talk so much. So like we were telling our life story for who do you
for
want to
one
have dinner
question.
with?
Yeah.
Past or present?
George Washington.
I'd be like, well, as a child, I loved World War II. So Anne Frank.
Oh, it's hilarious. Okay, guys. Well, obviously we're wearing our St. Patty's gear.
Woo!
And the one girl who's the big Irish lady in our group has never done an Irish car bomb.
Yeah, because they're disgusting.
Well, they are
You don't know
horrible.
because you haven't done one.
Yeah, first of all.
Anything that is a sliver that it will curdle if I don't eat it or drink it fast enough within seconds is ridiculous.
It's part of the excitement that you have to get it down in a certain amount of time. Otherwise, it will curdle.
I can't hear that word again.
I know,
please.
it's really sick.
I'm in a really dark space after
I've been trying to
Vegas.
delete that memory from my brain.
Like, I actually don't know how I'm going to get down alcohol right now.
Well,
We're going to figure it
I'm
out.
gonna get it.
Yep, you're going to get it? Thank you.
I feel like we need to be doing more St. Patrick's Day stuff. Like someone needs to have a St. Patrick's Day party.
You're the Irish well, actually, technically, I have like 3% Irish in
I
me.
knew you were going to say that. Technically.
Guys, I can't have gluten. So I'm going to not be having the classic Guinness. And I'm going to have a very strange, you said a root beer, a gluten-free root beer? Is that what you called it? Yes. Or it's a coffee root beer?
I actually don't think I've ever had a Guinness.
Guinnesses are great, actually. If I could drink beer, I would drink Guinness.
okay, wait, ready? There are big ships, there are small ships, there are ships that sail the sea, but the best ships are friendships, and may they always be.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Do I need a...
cheers. We're gonna drop it in, and then you're gonna chug. Go. Careful of the chair. Oh God. Oh. Ooh.
Why would we do Everyone listen to this episode and don't watch it.
Oh my God. Oh, it's curled on my lip.
Me too, I think.
Okay.
Oh, whose idea was that again?
Me.
You're horrible.
How'd we do?
Good. That was not what I was expecting. I felt like I should have also closed my eyes because I was watching it.
It'd curdle.
And I was curdling before my eyes, and I'm like, I just have to keep going.
You have to
I
keep
just have to
going.
get it down.
You actually can't even think about it. I also don't know if those ratios were right at all. I was just...
It felt really creamy. Like I felt like I was just getting straight Baileys, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, Jameson.
I'm buzzing right now.
That was a roller coaster.
That was stronger than
we
I
did
was
it.
prepared for at this time in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So, anyways, St. Patrick's Day, guys. What are we going to do?
Hold on. Here's a question. Do we have any huge, strong St. Patty's Day memories together?
Summer.
Yeah, okay.
Summer.
I got one.
Wait, we need to come up with a good nickname. Do we just call him St. Patty's Day Man? Or
No.
because we'll have to refer to him
Again.
at other times.
We'll call him Vandy.
We'll call him Vandy.
Mr. Vandy.
Mr.
Okay.
Vandy.
Do we want to give any hints about him?
I will share what I share. Okay, do you guys remember St. Patrick's Day? Was it freshman year? So
Yes,
2015,
it was freshman year.
the spring of 2015.
Which we have always said was the best semester of our college lives.
Peak of my life. I had never been more confident in my life. It was that ignorant confidence, though, that you walk through life with as a young person. We go out for St. Patrick's Day to one of our
I think it's 10.
stomping grounds.
I think it was South.
I think it was South as
No,
well.
it was definitely 10 because we were dancing on those tables and I was holding the pipes.
Oh.
In 10.
Wow. Okay, so
You
it's
know what
in
I'm
10.
talking about?
Yep, I do.
Okay, so we go to this bar, and anytime we went out, there was always this thought in the back of my head that maybe we would run into Mr. Vanderbilt, who I was in love with. And we had had a little rendezvous before. And he was a very, very popular student at Vanderbilt. He was an athlete, and he was very well known
Well,
for the
now,
school.
now he's a professional athlete.
Now he is a professional athlete, but at the time, he was but a collegiate athlete.
Yep.
Just someone you'd run into at the
But I
local
was in
bar.
love with him, and I loved him so much. And I was...
And he was such a great egg. He was such a good egg.
Very sweet.
I
guy.
had a good friendship with him.
Yeah, same.
Very different.
But every time we would go out, there was always this like thought in the back of my mind, like, what if we ran into him? What if we ran into him? But so this one night we go out for St. Patrick's Day. We're at Tin Roof. And I look behind me and he's there.
Which was unexpected.
Unexpected because it's like mid-season, whatever. But he's there and he's talking to another girl. So I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm just going to like do my own thing. Okay. Again, blind confidence, that ignorant confidence that like, he's going to come up to me. I just know that he's going to.
And that's on manifestation.
And that's on manifestation.
Thank you.
So we're having we're drinking, whatever. He comes up to me.
I'm giddy.
And he's like, hey, like, you know, I haven't seen you since that weekend or whatever. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like it's been crazy, whatever. So we're keeking it up. The girl that he was talking to comes back up and inserts herself literally, like if him and I were facing each other, she literally steps in front of me and faces him. So now I'm looking at the back of her head.
Wow.
Literally bold. And
but also the balls on her.
The balls. But it didn't pay off. It didn't pay off.
No.
Because he literally...
he's going to say, I feel like he's the opposite kind of man that would appreciate that kind of behavior.
And also she went to Belmont and I remember...
She did?
She was a year older and I think she dated...
Oh, okay.
Man, you and this girl ran deep then.
We had some crossover.
Shit, sorry.
So he literally like scoots her to the side and was like, I'm talking to me. And she literally does one of these things where she's like, and like storms off. So then that like cemented for that night, like, oh, like we're about to have our little rendezvous.
You're coming home with me.
I remember Madeline was taking Snapchats of him and I, like dancing in the.
I'm like a motherfucking stage mom. I'm like,
she was literally
documenting the whole night,
which I was so thankful for because I obsessively watched those for the next like 6 months of my life, maybe I don't know 6 years of my life. I don't know. That's the only thing I remember. I do remember it just being like a really like beautiful evening. We probably got really snuggled that night.
That was like your big college crush.
Oh yeah. And
that was a great one.
But also looking back, I'm like, God, I should have played that so different.
No, I feel like it's such a fun story now how you play.
And I don't think he was the person for you.
Oh, no, definitely not.
No.
Definitely
no.
not. But it was
this
fun.
person, we'll always refer to him as Mr. Vandy.
Mr. Vandy.
We have other Vanderbilt boys.
What are we going to call my guy?
I know. Well, okay.
Remember, what did I call? I called
Jim Carrey or something?
Yes.
Oh, what did you call him?
It was the wrong
Tom
actor.
Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Which is not right, remember?
Yep, I do. But I think he's going to come back up a lot.
He will probably come back.
And honestly, he was a gem of a human.
He was great. I had actually
We have nothing but love for him.
qualms.
He and I used to sing J. Cole together. I actually loved him. I adored him.
Great guy.
Did you call him?
Hope he's well. Yeah,
Just give him a ring. Maybe slide in those DMs.
Call him right now.
Actually,
Isn't he married now?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I
Yes.
take that back.
To a girl who looks
Guys.
almost identical to you.
What?
Right? Isn't it a blonde? Isn't it?
No.
Wasn't
She's
it a long
black.
time? No.
She's black.
She is?
I mean, that doesn't mean we can't look alike, but we're not.
You do not look like it at all.
What?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about the girl he was like also
Dating
in college?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
She looked a lot like you. But I thought that was like
I'd
his
love to
thing
do a
is that he
deep dive on
always
that girl
dated
right now.
blondes with like that look like you. We'll have to do a deep dive.
Do you ever?
That's a
do you have
shocking-
people that you like love to deep dive on? You're like randoms
Yes.
from like that used to talk to a guy that you like,
Yes.
or that is like scratches an itch in my brain that I can't even describe. Like
Who's
going.
yours? Come on.
I don't even know. I feel like they just come about. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, who's my go-to stock rotation?
I don't really have that.
I love stalking.
The only thing I'm paying attention to is like if I have a guy that I like, if I'm posting a story, I pay attention to whether or not he sees my story.
What does it mean
That's the
when their
only thing
name
I
is
ever
towards
pay
the
attention
top?
to.
I don't think it means anything.
I don't know what anything means on social media. I'm a
I think
Luddite.
Yeah.
We all know I'm bad at social media. I'm bad at everything I'm
But
bad
she's
at
got
tech.
an iPad
Wait,
and a stylist.
But I have a stylist.
I saw an old man today at Publix. He was like working there and he was trying to work the little like
No,
electronic
that kind of stuff
thing.
makes me cry.
No,
I can't watch that.
it makes me fucking cry. I was like, this isn't his world. This
Summer-
isn't his world.
Summer, I watched a man.
Isn't his world is the saddest thing he could have ever said. I could cry, actually.
Have you ever seen an old person not know where their car is in a parking lot?
No, I can't watch
Have
that.
you ever seen an old person get to the front of the TSA line and the TSA lady tells them you're at the wrong airport?
You've seen that?
recently. And he was like, what did you say? I can't hear you.
No.
And she goes, you're at the wrong airport.
Oh, I'm sick.
Heartbroken.
But thankfully, he was probably there 6 hours early. So he probably had time to go to the other one.
But you know what? Shame on his family for not checking his ticket.
Yeah.
When you get that old...
Oh my God. My parents, oh my God.
My parents will never be left alone.
Sick to my stomach.
My parents will never be left alone.
It's either this curdled milk
I love them so much. There was like 4 or 5 times, because my parents are on this trip with me. There were 4 or 5 times when I looked at my dad and I just wanted to start bawling. Because he was so cute. He's grown a beard recently.
He did grow a beard.
Which he's never had before in his life. And he's like, not insecure about it, but like I think he likes a little bit of like reassurance that it's like a good choice for him.
Chris, it's a good choice.
It's a good choice,
It's a
Chris.
great choice, Dad.
No,
He
my
looks
gosh.
so handsome and so young. And I just was like, I would look over to her and be like, Mommy's just so cute. Like, he's just the sweetest. And she just starts dying laughing at me because, you know, that's her big, gigantic husband who she thinks is like a complete sex bomb. And I'm like, my little old dad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's 6'6". He's like a gigantic human. He's so young. And so...
Isn't it so weird to see your parents getting old and you don't realize they're getting old? In my head, my dad is 55 max. He's not. I won't say his age for his respect. But in my head, he's 55 and he still looks like he's 55.
Yeah.
But I saw a picture of him the other day and I was like, oh my God, my dad looks so much older.
See, my dad is 55 this year. He's born in 1970.
Cherish it, Sheyda.
My dad was born in 58.
57.
Our dads are old.
Yeah. Sheyda, don't shame our old parents.
I'm not shaming.
We are not the firstborns.
I'm just taking a moment to reflect.
We're basically the middle.
On the age of your parents, which they are so adorable and kind and sweet. And
What
I
are
think
their
they're
names?
lovely. Mr. and Mrs.
All right.
Wow.
Well,
Don't want to call them out of their names because I'm respectful.
Yeah. You're so respectful, Sheyda. Thank you for being so respectful.
I do my best.
Wow.
Guys, I'm feeling lucky.
Should we go do something?
One lucky thing about Summer, that bitch is always playing the Powerball. I only know about the Powerball because of Summer. She's always like, let's go get tickets.
It only takes one ticket to win.
Wait, guys, should we leave and go buy Powerball tickets?
Let's go buy some Powerball tickets.
Is it always
All right,
happening?
bitches.
Is the Powerball always happening?
Yeah, it's 140 million right now.
I'm telling you, she knows.
Why does she know that?
She stays
and
on top of it.
And also play the Powerball.
Play the Powerball.
Play the Powerball.
Love you all.